While we wait for the ethics report about Matt Gaetz, we finally are hearing from the attorney representing the woman who testified against Matt Gaetz about his alleged crimes. My name is Brittany Page from the Page Perspective here on YouTube. I am the guest host for today for Jesse while he is at the Future Voters Summit in Toronto, Canada. He was on a panel. I forget who he was on the panel with, but you know what? He's going to be back tomorrow and he can fill you in on all of the details and what it was like molding the young minds in Canada. So Joel Leppard, the lawyer for the woman who testified against Gaetz about the sex allegations, he went on Erin Burnett last night. He's been giving some interviews to the media. And just to kind of backtrack, Matt Gaetz, right? He resigned from Congress because he was nominated by Donald Trump to be the Attorney General. I did a video about him yesterday where I talked about Senator Markwayne Mullin, who, you know, a lot of these senators are going back and forth about whether they support him because generally speaking, Matt Gaetz is not well liked, right? Donald Trump, unfortunately, is not backing down. In fact, he's putting pressure on people, even with these headlines that keep coming out, while things are getting worse for Matt Gaetz with these allegations, again, related to sex trafficking a minor. So reporting from Axios shows that Trump is personally calling senators to pressure them to support Gaetz. Quote, "He clearly wants Matt Gaetz," said Senator Kevin Cramer, who received a call from Trump. "He believes Matt Gaetz is the one who will have the fearlessness and ferociousness, really, to do what needs doing at the Department of Justice." I mean, that's scary stuff. That's genuinely scary. And you have to wonder, right, what is the message that Donald Trump is sending with all of this? He's so desperate for Matt Gaetz to be in this position. He keeps appointing all of these various men who have similar allegations against them. And what is the message that he's trying to send here with all these numerous allegations of sexual abuse, including against himself? Like, it just seems to be a message to women that they have a certain role in society and it's not having a position of power, right? That men can abuse and be elevated and there's no consequences for that. And it's really scary. Other than the obvious retribution, I think that that's probably the message that he's trying to send. According to reporter Kyle Griffin, quote, "Rep. Susan Wild, the top Democrat on the House Ethics Committee, says she has read the full Matt Gaetz report and believes it should be released to the Senate and the public." It absolutely should. This shouldn't even be a question. There should be no debate. It should be released to the public. We deserve to know. And in lieu of the report being released to the public, while we still don't know whether it will, it's important that we stay on top of the details. So that's where this interview comes in. Erin Burnett, Joel Leppard, the lawyer again for the woman who testified against Matt Gaetz about the sex allegations, that's where this comes in. So let's hear from him, starting at the beginning so that everyone is on the same page. Let's start at the beginning with what happened, what is being alleged.
What happened here in this alleged encounter? You know, when, where, what happened?
So if you're referring to the encounter where my client testified to the House that she witnessed Representative Gaetz having sex with her friend of minor, she was invited to a party in July of 2017. She testified to the House that as she was walking out to the pool area, she turned to her right and she witnessed her friend having sex with Representative Gaetz, and her friend at that time was 17.
And so, and just to be clear, she knew this girl that then Representative Congressman Matt Gaetz was having sex with on the table was underage because it was her friend.
That's right. They'd been friends for several years from high school.
From high school. And that she was a high schooler at the time? I mean,
her friend was still in high school, correct?
Okay, so does your client have any idea as to whether Matt Gaetz knew about the age?
Yeah, so she testified to the House that Representative Gaetz did not know her friend's age at the time they had sexual intercourse. And when he found out about her age, that Representative Gaetz stopped having sexual intercourse with her, and he only started the sexual interactions later on once she turned 18.
I'm sorry, what? Is the implication there that Matt Gaetz thinks like that's something good that he did? That he learned she was 17 and was like, oh, no, we have to wait until you're 18. And then like on her 18th birthday, he picked up the phone and resumed communications. Does he think that makes it better? Does he think that makes this okay? This is, again, the person that Donald Trump wants to be the nation's top law enforcement officer. This is someone that Donald Trump is personally making phone calls to pressure people to support him for Attorney General. And you have people like Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski who are like, guys, it's time to find common ground. Sorry to keep bringing that up in all of my videos, but I still can't believe it, right? So I know this is hard to believe, but it gets worse.
Just to be clear, your clients knew he had paid also your clients for sex? He was paying for sex?
The testimony before the House was yes, that Representative Gaetz paid my client, both of my clients, for sexual favors throughout the summer of 2017 all the way to the beginning of 2019.
And how did he pay them?
Those were primarily through Venmo and PayPal payments. There was one payment through Representative Gaetz' adopted son through his PayPal.
Nestor.
That's right.
The adopted son. Payments would come there too.
There was only one payment that it was testified to.
He used his adopted son's PayPal account to pay for sex. I mean, again, this as the top law enforcement officer, this man, Donald Trump is picking up the phone and saying, yeah, I see the headlines. Yeah, I'm hearing about the attorney that appeared with Erin Burnett and what he said. Yeah, I'm aware of the testimony before the ethics committee. I'm aware, likely, of what the ethics report says. But this is my guy. This is the guy that I want Republicans to fall in line and support. And guess what? I'm afraid that they will, because if history is any indication, right? Just look at the Mark Wayne Mullen video that I did yesterday. So there was a period of time when Matt Gaetz appeared with Tucker Carlson and was actually asked about these allegations. I think it was a few years ago. Maybe in the clip it says 2021, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. But let's watch the portion of the interview where they actually cut back to this clip of Matt Gaetz being asked by Tucker Carlson about these allegations, and let's hear the attorney's response.
They're saying there is a 17-year-old girl who you had a relationship with. Is that true? And who are they? Who is this girl? What are they talking about, the New York Times?
The person doesn't exist. I have not had a relationship with a 17-year-old. That is totally false.
So you're 100% sure that he's lying there?
I'm not here to express, to call him a liar, but I can tell you that my client testified, and she's friends with that individual, and they've been friends for several years. She testified to the House that they both moved to Colorado subsequently. And in fact, they texted me and they're saying that they're watching it tonight.
So the framing here is basically a who do you believe, right? Are you going to believe these now women who, according to their attorney, didn't even vote in the election? They don't care either way. They're not involved in politics. It's not something they care about. They also say that this happened to them. Or are you going to believe Matt Gaetz, who has been pretty clear in illustrating his character and his principles and his values? He's been quite clear about his moral depravity. So who are you going to believe? I think you know who I believe. I think you know who Jesse believes. And I think you know who probably a lot of Republicans even believe. But they're willing to do whatever it takes to get power and to support Donald Trump. And that's a dangerous, dangerous situation. So release the report. Release the report to the public. We need to see it. We deserve to see it. We deserve to know. What do you think? I'd love to know. Call and leave a voicemail, 714-576-4054, or send an email to daily@dollemore.com. You can support this channel by becoming a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month by clicking the join button below, or you can support this work by going to patreon.com/idoubtitpodcast. My voice is getting ready to give out. I've only done 3 videos. Jesse sometimes does 3, 4, 5, 6 videos a day. It is a lot of work that he does, so I just want to give him a shout out because it's a ton of work. I know you guys love him and appreciate him, so I'm sure you're so happy to have him back tomorrow, as am I, as is my voice currently. So if you have enjoyed my time here, then please go subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and I would really appreciate your help. If everyone who watched my videos yesterday subscribed, I'd be way over that, so that would be amazing. As Jesse would say, be genuine and take care of one another.